morning everyone, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like my videos, please smash that like button, please do subscribe. I'm here in my flat in Rochester, Kent, and it is a Wednesday morning, lovely Wednesday morning. What can I say? I went round my mum's yesterday. I think I've got some sort of infection, so I'm feeling a bit icky. So it's raining outside. It's been raining. It's not cold though. So it's mild. It's quite mild, but it's been raining. So Wednesday morning. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning, and happy birthday to the board game Monopoly, first sold in 1935, and to the unlikely alliance between a dog, a top hat and some waterworks.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. It's 8:15 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Wednesday, the 7th of February.
Alexa, what's the weather like in Rochester?
Currently, in Rochester, England, it's 4 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. You can expect more of the same today, with a high of 8 degrees and a low of 4 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
How do dolphins make a decision? They flip a coin.
Flipper. Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include American actor Ashton Kutcher, American comedian, actor, screenwriter, television producer, film producer, and director Chris Rock, American football quarterback Matthew Stafford, American actor James Spader, and British stand-up comedian Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard. Alexa, how old is Eddie Izzard?
Eddie Izzard is 62 years old.
Eddie Izzard is a famous comedian, and he also dresses up like a female. So he's a transvestite, Eddie Izzard is. He's a very good comedian as well. So he's 62, he's getting on a bit. So happy birthday to everybody whose birthday it is today. Have a wonderful day. So yes, yesterday I went to see my mum, and the taxi driver had upset my mum before I'd even got up there. So to start with, my mum was very upset, because my mum pays out for a lot of taxis, and the way some of these taxi drivers treat both me and my mother is disgusting. It's not the call centre women. When my mum rings up the call centre, the women know who my mum is. They know her because she's always ringing for a taxi for me. So my mum rang up the phone while I was there with the evening, getting the evening taxi, and the woman went, she didn't even have to ask my mum her name or anything, because she knew it was my mum ringing for a taxi for me to come home to Rochester. We're having trouble with taxi drivers again. Just being rude. There was a spate. I mean, it's all started again, and I don't know why, because it's been running smoothly. We've been having nice, polite, quiet drivers, and all of a sudden we're getting all this and rude business, both my mother and I now, again. So all this crap has started again when it had like died down. It had, fizzled out, all the entertainment they were getting by making fun of me and my mum. They packed it in, and now it started again. Just being blatantly rude, not being polite. And I tip taxi drivers. It's not as if they don't get a tip when I go in the taxi. So I don't know why they're being so rude and endangering not only my life but their life by driving whilst on the phone, or just talk. Or, I don't know, the other one, the taxi was falling apart. That wasn't even roadworthy. That was dangerous. And an old person, right? That taxi driver was rude. If I'd have actually needed help onto the step, there was a hole in the step leading up to the taxi. It's very dangerous. And the other one didn't want to get out of the car seat to open the boot. Is that all? Is that all? What was he expecting, to go in the back of a boot? Is that all? That's how you get treated when you pay and tip a taxi driver now. Not all of them. There are some really, really, really nice, polite drivers. I don't know where the one's gone, but the one used to arrive up to my mum's. He used to take my bags, used to put them in the back, and then when he got to the destination, he'd take them out. There's no politeness in this world anymore. So that really upset my mum, it did. She went, he had a go at me. I went, did he? Because I said if I'd have known that he'd had a go at my mother, then I would have said something to him. So my mum gave me bits and pieces, and we chatted for a bit. She still hasn't got a television yet, but I think she's thinking about getting one. So we just chatted, and I brought the newspaper up so that my mum could keep up to date with the news, because my mum likes to watch the news, but since her TV's broken she can't. So I brought the newspaper up there so that she can have a look. Of course, King Charles III has got cancer, but what has happened to Kate Middleton? You know, what's happening with Kate Middleton? Is she okay? I've got scratch cards to do today. I bought a couple of scratch cards yesterday in the local co-op. So we'll scratch those off later. Today I'm just relaxing and taking it easy. I believe I've got maybe a mild kidney infection or some sort of infection, because it's when I go to the toilet, I get a pain around here, and that's when that pain when I go to the toilet. So I think it's some kind of like either a urine infection or a mild kidney infection. So we'll wait and see what the doctor says on the 13th of February over the phone. But you know what it's like when, especially when women get a urine infection, it burns when you go to the toilet. It's uncomfortable, it's painful. So we'll see. I could pop into a chemist at some point before the 13th and have a word with the pharmacist. I don't know yet, because apparently that's what's going to happen sooner or later. Pharmacists are going to take over from doctors on giving advice and medication on certain types of illness that are like treatable like by a pharmacist. The state of the NHS in this country is dangerous. There are no NHS dentists, and when an NHS dentist does come about, everybody's running to get to see a dentist, and not everyone can get to see one. The state of children's teeth in this country is getting dangerous as well. Youngsters having teeth pulled out, kiddies' teeth rotting because there's no NHS dentist. They don't even want to take children on dentists. So the NHS dentistry in this country is almost non-existent, and we've got kids with tooth decay, children at a high level. It's terrible. And don't get me wrong, royalty are born into royalty. They can't help it, right? They can't help it. You're not going to turn it down, are you? If you're born into money, you're not going to say, no, thank you, I don't want it, are you? Are you? So I'm not blaming royalty or rich people. They are just very, very lucky. But if you are poor and you're on benefits or you're disabled, and some people even working can't afford healthcare, you can't afford the best treatment. Therefore, you go to the bottom of the pile and you wait ages. Sometimes ambulances aren't even coming out to people with serious health conditions. I told you this poor old lady fell over, and she called an ambulance was called out, and it didn't come out to the following day. Right? If it's this bad now, what's it going to be like in 10 years' time? Or when younger people are elderly, what's it going to be like? There's going to be no healthcare at all. You're going to go back to the medieval and the Ark Ages where people died in their 40s and 50s. Early. It's not a joke. Only the rich will be able to get healthcare. I feel sorry for the young people today because to me it doesn't look like there's a future at all. It doesn't. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Got an electric vehicle and he couldn't get out of it quick enough. Am I right? He sold it a few weeks later. Sorry, I have someone, if you think I'm going mad, someone's just talking. Yeah, so I was right. So Ian did not know. Right, so I don't know many people who've got them, to be honest with you, but obviously I know Ian, and he couldn't get out of it quick enough. Isn't that the reality? 8:26, Mustafa's in Dudley. Hello, Mustafa. What are you going to tell me about EVs?
Hello. Right, so EVs, what I'm going to say is that the number one issue is that most people are ill-informed when they actually purchase the EV. So they're not all the same, and I'm not a fan of Elon Musk, but Tesla vehicles are by a mile just much better EVs. If you get, say, for example, the Mini Cooper electric, you get a range of 100 miles.
Well, that's nothing.
If you get,
100 miles is absolute
nothing,
problems.
it's nothing, exactly. So you're going to pay £35,000 for that. You're going to be disappointed. You go for the base model Tesla Model 3, so at 40 grand, easily 300 miles you'll get. Their charging network is just miles ahead of anything else, better than B People's, better than all the other third parties, much cheaper as well. And the thing is, it's all about software. Tesla develops its own software that tells you where to charge, when to stop, how long for. It does it all for you, like as simple as Google Maps. The other vehicle manufacturers do not have that feature, and people don't understand that. They get a Volkswagen electric car and they get in it. And
But we're meant to have all these charge points, Mustafa. So if you had to come down to London, you can stop at Watford. But it's not working, my friend. I don't blame you, but it's not working.
It's about getting the right product for the right person.
All right. Well, not everybody. You go to a dealership, they're going to flog it to you, aren't they? They're going to say, oh, well, you know what? I don't think the VW is for you. I think you better go and get a Toyota. I don't think it's going to happen. Thank you for getting us started. Mustafa. Steve in Blackpool. Steve, your story about electric vehicles. Good morning.
Morning, Nick. I've had 2 electric cars and I've had an electric van. First of all, the electric van for my business, terrible decision. Worst business decision I made.
What is your business, sir?
I'm a plumber.
Right. So you've got a lot of kit to take around.
Yeah, I do. I thought I'd go green, get an electric van, got a Volkswagen e-transporter. Absolutely terrible. Advertised at 80 odd miles, getting less than 50% of the advertised range.
Oh, well, it's probably because you've got the heater on the radio. I think that brings it down as well, doesn't it, or something? I don't know.
It does, and Volkswagen's response was, well, these figures are calculated, they're not real world figures.
Ridiculous.
Anyhow, got rid of the electric van, went back to diesel because it was cheaper to run.
Yeah.
But I've got an electric, I'm on my second electric car now, and the electric car is a completely different situation. We absolutely love our electric car. My wife uses it to commute to work every day, we charge it up at home, and it's got a range of just under 300 miles, and it gets us to Hereford to see the Outlaws.
You got a
So we
drive.
go down there.
You got a driveway.
Yes, I do.
Not everybody does, of course. That is the reality, and I'm sure you know built-up cities such as London or Manchester or wherever you might be, Leicester. There's a lot of places. There's no way they'll be able to charge these cars, Steve.
There is, and that's the problem. It's the government's problem. It's infrastructure. The government, they turned around and said, yes, we want everyone to go electric or get rid of petrol and diesel, but there's no infrastructure. Like near us, there's just been a new petrol station built, no facilities for electric charging points.
Isn't that
So why aren't the government turning around and saying, right, you want to build a new petrol station? Fine, you build it, but you've got to have a minimum of 2 superchargers.
Safe driving, Steve. This is all about the world of business. And arguably one of Britain's most contemporary successful business people of all time is here in half an hour.
Hello, I'm Stuart Rhodes, former boss of M&S and now chairman of ASDA. I'll be here taking your calls on LBC later in the show.
It's after 9. It's 8:30 now. Breakfast with me, Nick Ferrari, on LBC. News headlines from Thomas Watts.
Figures seen by LBC show only a tiny proportion of patients in England have benefited from a high-profile policy to help clear the NHS backlog. Around 220,000 are currently waiting for elective surgery, but only 600 people have decided to transfer to different hospitals to speed up their care. Ministers have announced plans to deliver an extra 2.5 million NHS dental appointments in England next year. Practices will be given top-up payments of between £15 and £50 to see patients who've not had a check-up or treatment for 2 years. A report by MPs has warned the current plan for HS2 represents very poor value for money. Ministers cancelled the northern section of the railway last October, with only the London to Birmingham leg going ahead. LBC weather, dry and bright, but feeling colder for many. Some sleet, hail and snow in Scotland, a high of 10 degrees.
LBC.
Hello there. If you travel by train on the East Coast Main Line, here's some important news about...
So guys, I am just gonna carrying on. I have some sort of infection. I'm not feeling in tip-top condition, and I will try to do videos throughout the day and be my usual self, but if I can't, I can't. See you later.